friends, for being here today to participate in this important event to commemorate the 33 years of Iyad's independence. I am a Circassian American from New Jersey. I have been involved in the North Caucasus cause as well as the Circassian cause for many years. In this panel, we will present to you our aspiration as North Caucasus people, as Chechens, Circassians, Ingush, and Dagestanis, and others. We are going to talk about the past very briefly so as to give a background, but our focus is going to be on the future and what needs to be done. As usual, there is nothing we could do about history. We could not change history, but we do have control over today and tomorrow. And that's the purpose of our North Caucasus Nations Committee with all our Chechen brothers and sisters. I would like to say that in brief so people will understand. Today, the heroes of the Caucasus, by all standards, are the Chechens. They are the one who held the banner, they are the one who fought the wars, they are the one who built the relations in Europe and in different places. They are the ones who are pursuing the North Caucasus cause relentlessly every day. So we did have a lot of heroes in our history, Imam Chamil, Haji Murad, Baisambur. But today we have one of our heroes sitting with us, my dear brother, Prime Minister Ahmed Zackaria. Without further ado, I would like to ask my young brother, Chamil Albakov, to give us his presentation. It's a straight talk about what we're going to do, what we are inspired to do, and then also my other younger brother, Zackaria Barsik from the United States also will provide some insight about our future, our movement, and our aspirations. So, Chamil, please, the floor is yours.
I am Chamil Albakov. I am Honorary Consul of the Chechen Republic of Iyad in France, but also English representative and Vice Chairman of the North Caucasus Nations Committee. So I would like just to introduce the North Caucasus Nations Committee, how it was found, what work we did, and what are our projects. So the first part, the presentation of our North Caucasus Nations Committee. It was founded last year in November in the European Parliament with the help of our friend Anna Fatiga, member of the European Parliament, with the participation of deputies of the Verkhovna Rada, with participation of other members of the European Parliament, and of course with the participation of representatives from different people of the North Caucasus, Chechens, English, Circassians, Dagestanis, and others. So after have founded this North Caucasus Nations Committee, we worked during this last year. We accomplished several projects related to our purpose. I remember that the purpose of this North Caucasus Nations Committee is the restoration of the statehood of the North Caucasus nations. So related to that purpose, we had several projects accomplished this year. We addressed letters to the Verkhovna Rada of Ukraine, asking them to recognize Ingush genocide, asking them to recognize Circassian genocide. We participated also in the conference in Washington organized by the Post-Russia Forum of Free People of Post-Russia. We have also organized a conference in Geneva in the office of UN, United Nations, and we have more work that we can present working with the Verkhovna Rada deputies, with the different representatives of different people, trying to talk about our struggle, trying to talk about our objective, our purpose, restoration of the statehood of the North Caucasus nations. So, in the future, we must look to work hard and do all the possible we can to achieve the liberty of our region, of our people, of our nations. So the first thing, the most important point is the solidarity. We must work on the solidarity between the different people of the North Caucasus. And I thank Ahmed Zackaria, the Prime Minister of the Czech Republic of Zackaria, to have started this project of North Caucasus nations, giving the possibility to all the people of the North Caucasus to unite and to work together, to coordinate their political action. So the next step on which we have to work is the creation of the social network. During this first year, Zackaria News, iNews, helped us very much publishing all the work that we do. And I thank you very much for that work, Ina, Andrei. But we have to create a platform, a network, a channel for the North Caucasus nations, so we can address all the people in diaspora and in the homeland. Of course, we have also to work on the international support. As I said, we are working with representatives of the Verkhovna Rada, with the deputies of the Verkhovna Rada, with the representatives of the Ukrainian government. We have also to work, and we are doing it with the representatives of European Parliament, Rafael Glucksmann, Anna Fotiga, and more others. So this right for the self-determination of the people of the North Caucasus must be defended. This is our objective, and this is our purpose. And finally, we are projecting to form a group of experts who will discuss the legal, the economic, the historical background of the struggle of the North Caucasus nations. So I finish on that, and I will pass the word again to Iyad. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamil. The panel is going to present the ideas, present the work, and if you have any questions, if you have any clarification needed about our purposes, our work, or anything like we do, please feel free to raise your hand. We'll be more than happy to address the questions. It is, like Chamil said, the most important thing for us now is the media. It seems that Russia, they do have a very strong media and publicity ability that we do not have as North Caucasus people. We are trying to get that done. We know that in order to get all our people on our side, inside and outside the Caucasus, we have to make everybody understand the importance of the future and how much is dependent on that. So our focus is going to be, like Chamil so eloquently said, it's going to be informing people, make people aware of our tragedy, number one, our circumstances today, and our aspirations and dreams for the future. With that, I'd like to turn the microphone to my dear brother Zackaria Barsik, who is, by the way, the first Circassian to be born in the United States, His father was a pilot in the United States Air Force. He speaks Circassian very well. He is well versed in Circassian culture. He has participated, at least for the past 20 years, in every single step of the way we have been following. We have been in many different conferences. We traveled all over the world. And he is, without exaggeration, the heart and soul of the Circassian movement in the United States of America. Zach, I'm going to pass the microphone to you, and please feel free, take your time. And we do have enough time, so the floor is yours.
Thank you, Iyad. I'd like to first congratulate Ahmed Zackaria and the Chechen nation for a wonderful milestone of having 33 years of independence, something that as Circassians we aspire one day to be able to have an anniversary such as yours. The only thing that we can commemorate right now is that we're 160 years in exile. So as a nation of 7 million, the only thing we can look at is 160 years in exile. So I'm looking around the room. I'm the first Circassian born in America. Many of you have children, grandchildren born in the West. There is an illusion that there's a homeland. We have to understand that if we don't work towards this future for our nations, we're all going to be in the West for the next 160 years, and we're hoping that will be something left. So, with the Ukrainian war, it is very critical that their struggle is our struggle. Their struggle is our struggle because it's the same enemy. As the same enemy that we are struggling against, if we don't cooperate and coordinate together, we will be in individual silos, just dreaming of a possibility. Today, I am sure many of you never thought we'd be sitting in this room in Brussels. So it's very critical. Now, as Iyad Chamil pointed out, one of the initiatives that I truly believe in is the media piece. So I'm going to go down a few events that happened in the last 30 days. These events are not focused specifically on Chechnya, it's the North Caucasus, and I will summarize after the events what action should be taken. So event number 1, 3 nights ago at the Ford Foundation in New York City. Ford Foundation is a $16 billion endowment, one of the largest institutions in America. They had a book signing with an author by the name of Sarah Lewis. Sarah Lewis in America is a very important figure. She's the head of African Studies at Harvard University. She was once an advisor to President Obama, and she is running right now the most popular class at Harvard University called Vision and Justice. Her book right now is #1 on Amazon book list, and she spent 10 years researching the Caucasus. She never met anyone from the North Caucasus until we met her a few years ago. That book signing was moderated by the president of the Ford Foundation. There was 1,000 people in attendance. Hillary Clinton, her daughter, and many influencers in America were there at that 1,000-person book signing. The first question by the president of the Ford Foundation was, who are the Circassians and who is Imam Shamil? So they dug out of history something that is being brought back into American culture, because this book now is being used as a way to reframe what racial identity is in America. Now for us, we all know that tension right now in America is high, but what's very important here, there's going to be a lot of discussion about the North Caucasus. The North Caucasus will be at every book signing, every university, everywhere. So for us, it's very critical that our narrative is the one that's in control here and not the Russians. Number two event. I'm sorry. After the president asked that question, we have to really look at where America is. If you go back to the 19th century, Circassia was a household word. Every single household knew the word Circassia. Journalists lampooned the symbolism of the North Caucasus at a time when it was resonant with the American Civil War. Over 18,000 articles were written in a 20-year span talking about Circassia, Imam Chamil, and the struggle of the North Caucasus nations. And all these files are at the U.S. Library of Congress. Today, that documentation is used as a basis for Circassian genocide recognition. Many of those articles document what villages disappeared, how many people were killed, and how many people were murdered. The book's goal is to dismantle the racial hierarchy of today's America by removing the word Caucasian in the Supreme Court. So, if America is going down the line of trying to remove the word Caucasian, we, as North Caucasians, should be ready to define what we are. Event number two. 2 weeks ago in Bulgaria, two Circassians, Muzarin Baslanov and Ruslan Lasha, were murdered in their homes in front of their mothers because they refused to go to Ukraine. Now, was that written anywhere? Nowhere. This was only known because the neighbors are our relatives. So these outlets of news is not heard anywhere. So before these men even go, they're getting murdered in their homes in Bulgaria. Event number 3. 2 days ago in Natchez, the International Circassian Association, an association that was built to have Circassians return back to their homeland. It is currently right now run by Russian operatives. They dusted off their suits and they came together 2 days ago to discuss Circassian affairs. Now, it's a coincidence that this event happened once this was announced, this event here in Brussels. This happened once before when the Georgians recognized the Circassian genocide 12 years ago, where they come together and they put together a quick conference to say they're the representatives. At that conference, the president of Bulgaria, Kokov, spoke Circassian. Very rarely speaks Circassian in public. Even Vladimir Putin, for the first time, acknowledged the International Circassian Association even existed by putting on his website a congratulations for the organizers. But the one thing that he did not put in there is to discuss the 5 to 6 million in diaspora. So the purpose of the organization is the diaspora, but there is no discussion of diaspora. Event number 4. In the past month, we've been very fortunate to have our Chechen brothers and sisters, Chamil and Asya, visit us in New Jersey. When they visit us in New Jersey, we are 5,000 Circassians. The last time we had Chechens involved with us was during the First World War, when we came together and we held multiple fundraisers to support the war and the victims of the war. With them being there, thousands of Circassians came together and we're very happy to see this rekindling of relationships across the board. So these 4 events coming together has shown in our communities the benefits and cooperation that Ahmed Zackaria, Iyad, Chamil have come together with this committee. This is all timely news, like today's event. We need to build relationships with universities, journalists, political experts, and civil society organizations to anticipate and prepare for the geopolitical shifts that are happening right now. Things are happening so fast we cannot even keep up with it, particularly in the relation with the North Caucasus. So for that to happen, we need our nations to be more informed of all these activities. We need our people to be more informed of what's happening inside and outside. So, the Committee for the Restoration of the Statehood of the Peoples of the North Caucasus is going to be announcing the establishment of the Caucasus Information Network. This network will play a pivotal role in advancing the creation of new nations by serving as a centralized hub for news and developments. For example, this conference. For example, what happens in the European Union. What happens into all these activities that are happening around the world, and there will be more. There'll be more. In America, in the past 5 years, nearly 30 major books have been printed by Princeton University Press, Harvard University Press, Stanford. With all these new books that are coming, there's going to be a lot of questions, and they're going to want to know where's the North Caucasus people. This network will raise awareness of the region and cultivate an intra-European dialogue with the North Caucasus, fostering greater understanding and cooperation. Through its comprehensive coverage, the network will bridge gaps, inspire action, and support unified efforts. These unified efforts is like what we pointed out earlier. It's not a Chechen case, it's not a Circassian case, it's not a Ukrainian case. It's all our case. If we don't come together, this will not be good for us. We all lose. So it's very critical that we have next generations prepared. Yes, Iyad pointed out I was the first Circassian born maybe in the West. However, we do not want future generations to be born. We would like one day to have our children grow back in our homeland. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zach. I just want to mention two things. Zach meant not World War II, he meant the first Chechen War during President Youghar died. That's when we had that first event in the CBA. Second, actually, the one who put us together in understanding and in coordination, who eloquently conveyed Prime Minister Zakkaria's message to us, in addition to Chamil Albakov, who is the foreign minister also. He is the one who came to New Jersey, put things in perspective, convinced us of the importance of this. So thank you, Iyad, for your noble, always participation in anything we do. Having said that, I wanted to go back a little bit and tell the audience here, and I'm sure you all know, that we Circassians, we the North Caucasus, in the 19th century, we were less than 2 million people. Russia at the time was double, triple, 4 or 5 times our size. In the history of Russia, in the history of warfare, we give Russia its longest time. Circassians, Chechens, Dagestanis, and English defended the homeland, our North Caucasus, for more than 101 years. We kept them at bay. We kept them away from the Black Sea. Once they conquered Circassia and they acquired the Black Sea coast, that's when the Russian Empire became the evil empire that started to harass everybody. So in retrospect, at the time we did not get the help from the West, we did not get the help from the Ottomans. We manufactured our own weapons, we bred our own horses, we defended ourselves with the tools we had at the time without the help of anyone. The world today, the civilization, need to realize who are the defenders of peace and prosperity and the ones who stood against the evil policies of Russia for more than 100 years, and that lesson should be implemented today. We lost the war. We Circassians, we don't consider we lost the war. We consider that was a battlefield, maybe we lost it, but the war is not over until the Lower Caucasus is completely liberated and also united. They committed genocide against Circassians. They eliminated 90% of our nation. The Circassian flag we have is the only flag in the world today in human history that a nation, 90% of a nation perished defending that flag. We took that flag with us to the diaspora communities. We displayed it. It became a rallying point. Today, our rallying point is the word Circassia. And our unity in the North Caucasus is the only assurance we have that we are going to achieve our goals in the North Caucasus. Russians did not leave us alone after they sent us in diaspora. They do realize that it is the Estonians, the Lithuanians, the Ukrainians, and other nationalities that suffered the Russian atrocities when they went to the countries with the freedom of speech. These communities formed actually the movement that caused their eventual independence and liberations. Circassians in particular are very important for Russia for three reasons. Number one, they still maintain, almost after 160 years, major parts of their identity, of their inspiration, of their traditions, of their language, of everything else. They do live in a country that is Turkey. They form about 10% of Turkish population. They have about 150 organizations. And they are, I mean, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, but among Chechen and Circassians, we are known known in those diaspora countries to be truthful people and loyal people. And somehow we managed to become the elite in government services, in security services, in military, and we get trusted. So, needless to say, in Turkey, in Jordan, in Syria, in Israel, we do occupy very prominent positions in most government affiliations. This is a concern for Russia, that if a Circassian, or if the national Circassian North Caucasus movement is created in a country that is 2 hours away from the Caucasus, that is going to develop into a very effective movement, just like it did in Estonia, in Lithuania, and in other parts of the world. So they do try to control our associations. We do fight them back. In the past 15 years, we have been able to push them back. The recognition of the Georgian Parliament of the Circassian genocide gave us a very strong leverage in bringing in so many Circassians, so many North Caucasus people to rally with us in the West and in the United States to defend ourselves against Russian control. The North Caucasus Nations Committee is our catalyst now in conveying to the West what we want to do to the civilized nations of the world, to first make them aware of our tragedy, make them aware of our condition, and make them aware and helpful in the pursuit of our goals into the future. Along those lines, any enemy of Russia is our friend, and any friend of the Circassian and the Chechen and the English and Palestinian is our brothers and sisters. Ukraine must win this war. It's not... And I will tell you, as a Circassian American, the support for Ukraine in the United States is immense. Ukraine must win this war because it's a war for the civilized world. It's a war of good against evil. If Ukraine, God forbids, lose this war, we are all throughout the world lost and against an oppressor who will not be happy until they take parts of Europe, part of the Middle East, and they impose their atrocities on different nations of the world. So we are the defenders in Ukraine We are the defender of human rights, of the civilized war, and of peace throughout the East. Ukraine's victory, certain victory, I would love to say this word all the time, is our victory, all of us. Not only North Caucasus people and Ukrainians, but everybody in Europe, everybody in the United States. Along those lines, I mean, there are a lot of people here that are concerned, and I sense in so many different communities in the world, people do realize the importance of the United States and the policymaker and the United States government about issues in Ukraine and different parts of the world, but I do realize that they really do not have an understanding of the political situation, the critical one that is in the United States of America today. And I am not representing any government agency. I am not even a government employee. I am a simple Circassian American who lives in the United States. I would like to tell you that the next election will be detrimental for the success and victory of Ukraine in its war. If we continue with the support we have right now between the Democrats and Republicans, but the Democrats are the majority of people who are completely supporting Ukraine. The prospect looks very good in the United States that this will continue, and the support for Ukraine will continue, and we will be able to achieve our objective. Polls, political polls in the United States give indication that the policies we have in place today, depending on the election results in the White House, in Congress, both in the Senate and in the House, if we are successful in that, then things look very, very good. Along those lines, I would like to invite my dear brother, Prime Minister Zackaria, to visit the United States of America. I remember during the first Chechen War, President Dadaev was fighting, and the news in the United States were talking about the defense of Youghar Dadaev in the presidential palace. We needed to have some Chechens come to the United States so we could tell politicians and policymakers the importance of this issue. Unfortunately, at that time, we couldn't. Today, we have the protection. We have the ability. We have the people. And Prime Minister Zackaria, if you can honor us by a visit to the United States of America, we might be able to introduce ourselves in the right way to policymakers, politicians, and make a difference. I would like to salute today our Ukrainian friends, brother and sister, in particular, our dear friend Maria Mizantsova, for the work she has been doing for the North Caucasus people, Chechens, Circassians. And it seems to me, and I will tell you this with some good level of certainty, that Ukraine will be recognizing the Circassian genocide. And if this happens, this will somehow give us the leverage to ride a new wave to bring in more North Caucasus people to support us in whatever political achievements we will be pursuing in the future. The recognition of the genocide for Circassian and Chechen, it's not because we want to really say something in history, dig it out of history books and bring it to the front of people. For us, it's detrimental because this will make people unify for us and unite with us in pursuing the future. We need Europe and the United States to support us. They need to understand the importance of the Black Sea. The Black Sea region today is a very important, critical subject for policymakers in the United States. I would like to remind them, it was the Circassians and the Chechens and the English and the Dagestanis who kept Russia away from that Black Sea. Help us secure that Black Sea region. If Russia is fractured, they have no chance to come back. If the North Caucasus nations can control the Black Sea, and Russia has no access to it. I would like to say, I have been in contact with many people. It seems that we have among Circassian, among Chechens, a lot of people who have good intentions, a lot of people who want to do the right thing, but it seems to be a little bit less of unity than what we'd like to see. I would like to say my Chechen and English and Dagestani brothers and sisters, but in particular our Chechen brothers, who believe in what we believe, who pursue what we pursue, but somehow we are not in unity with them. This is a call from your Circassian brother here to leave all differences in the past aside and unite in thinking in one way, in pursuing the goals in an effective way. And if we are doing anything wrong, if the pursuit of our political activity is not correct, is not to your satisfaction, let's sit down, let's discuss it, let's iron out our differences so we can build our unity. Without unity, we will not be able to get the support from the world in order to achieve what we want to achieve, not only in our behalf as Circassian, Chechen, English, and Dagestanis, but also in the pursuit of the stability and peace in our region and throughout the world. So it is important for all our brothers and sisters, and whoever is here, of my brothers, Chechen brothers and English brothers, this is a call for unity. We do have leadership right now. We could build more leadership expansions. We need to put our differences behind. We need to build the brotherhood bond without any questions, so the world look at us as an important factor in the stability of our region and stability of the world. The world is expecting us to be united. If we are united, we will not be getting the help we need to help. So this is, it's about 45 minutes now, my dear brother, Dr. Nusrat Bash from Turkey, who is the head of one of the most important, unfortunately his health condition today temporarily is not great. He wanted to come and participate, he couldn't, he sent a speech. If somehow we can display his speech in writing, addressing the conference, he is congratulating the conference, he is congratulating for the independence of Syria, and he is sending heartfelt words to the participants in the conference to show solidarity and support to all North Caucasus nations, and he is truly a very significant figure in the Circassian movement for so many years. With that, please, my dear brothers, Chechens and English and Circassians, remember that we must be united in heart and in mind. Without this unity, we will not be able to advance, and we may not have this opportunity in the future. Today is a day for unity, so we can achieve peace and prosperity and independence for our region. With that, I would like to thank everybody who listened to our lengthy speeches. I tried as much as possible to put a practical picture so people can really see it and sense it, and I hope I succeeded. If you have any questions, will be able